There's a new thing going around with bounce where you can literally inflate your damage so high to deal up to 2.5 mil damage in a second, or probably even higher. The main idea comes from when I did a live stream a couple days ago. I was shooting a Chaos Weaver with Bingo, and if you don't know, Bingo is the highest single bullet damage dealer in this game. What's happening in this clip is the server started lagging, rubber banding, stuttering, and as it was doing that, I swapped to my wildfire. The server was still thinking that I'm using Bingo though, and I was able to shoot bullets with my wildfire as Bingo's damage. I was already going to make a video about this problem, but I was thinking to rather not to. But another person actually already made a video about this and uploaded it, but it's in a different format. It's actually about bounce. So I'll post their video in the description below. You can check it out there. And later in the video, I will talk about how this can be game breaking and abusable in PvP. So first of all, does this mean that bounce Kumavink SMG is the best now? Is it the highest damage dealer? Is it S tier in PvE? Absolutely not. I think that this is just a gimmick. It's all RNG and it's all timing, and it's only good if there are no mobs around. Sure, it might be fun seeing those high numbers on the screen, but you will need a bounce turret. Maybe 1 out of 10 tries you'll be able to do this. Sometimes you won't be able to. It's just a waste of time. You will need bounce turrets. You'll need to throw it every single time you want to kill the boss, especially if you're far away from the boss. You will need to shoot with Bingo to plant the bullseye and do all of these shenanigans to achieve the buff stacks and high damage. By the time you do all of that, the boss could have been already dead if you used a different build by just simply shooting. Now, I don't recommend this to a new player, especially if you want to try a new build. Trust me, you will be extremely disappointed. I said it once and I'll say it again. Bounce Kumavink SMG is not good for PvE, and it will never be until a rework, which they mentioned. There are many other builds that you can invest to and have fun with. Unless you actually find this fun, then sure, why not? The armor you will need is Lone Wolf for armor, tattoo pants, and just Bastille helmet or anything else of your choice. The mods is going to be all violent suffixes with substats, crit damage, weapon damage, and gray ones. Helmet is momentum up, mass mod is precision bounce, crit amplifier gloves, covered advanced shoes, chest piece of your own liking, and pants dead shot. On the gun we have not throw away your shot. I don't think the substats matter on the gun because we swapped to Bingo to apply the damage. And on the Bingo you have to have either bounce rampage or you put vulnerability amplifier. So now I'm gonna quickly explain how this works and how to do it. So you'll need this when using sniper rifles, SMGs, your damage will be higher. You need to tactical combo for higher damage, 25% after you swap a weapon or reload. It will work because you'll have to swap weapons to inflate the damage. You'll need deadly combo. You'll also need Deviation Master, because you'll summon your Deviation for more damage. Then you'll need Steady Hand, because we apply Bullseye with the Sniper, so you do 20% more damage to the head when shooting, as long as the target is marked. Then you'll need Bounce Rampage. When you land a bounce shot, you'll get damage 10% for 5 seconds. It will stack up to 5 times. 15 is too much. It's wrong. It's a wrong translation here. And then Bounty Hunter will be important as well, because if the target is marked, your bounce will also deal more damage. Now, you of course can use Fortress Link and proc Fortress Warfare before you do all of this, but honestly that's even more shit you have to do, so I don't use this. Now, explaining how this works, you basically have to have this mod here. Now, I am on my alt, so even if I am on my alt, look at my mods, they're absolutely dog shit. You have to have this mod though. Precision bounce is the most important one because the 6th bounce is a precision bounce and deals 80% damage as a critical hit. And then together with the not throw away your shot, without this mod you will not be able to shoot the dummy. It will basically just not bounce like this. So you will need this mod on your gun. And then tattoo pants is important here. Basically when you shoot the boss with these pants, it will bounce from the boss to you or to any ally, and it will bounce back to the boss dealing damage, but 100% higher. For PvE this is important, but in PvP you can have the sharp blade pants and it will trigger bounce +1 instead of just 1. So you'll need 3 shots to trigger it, and it's so broken because you can one-tap players in PvP, but it will be a little bit harder to do. Once you have all of this set up here, all you need to do now is shoot in the head. Now, of course, if you shoot in the body, your bounce has less chance to trigger because, as you can see, 25% chance to trigger bounce on hit, and it will be 60% higher based on weapons trigger chance. So if you shoot in the head, it will be 40% total to trigger bounce if shot in the head, When magazine capacity is below 50%, you'll trigger +1 bounce. So the less bullets you have, you will start seeing 2 bounces triggering. As you can see, boom, 2 bounces are bouncing now instead of 1. And above my health bar, you can see the number 2. So if I trigger bounce, it goes to 4. If I trigger it again, it goes to 6. And watch what happens when it goes to 6. I swap to my bingo, and the damage is like inflated by so much. While normally this is the damage 6,500 without swapping to bingo. The reason why it does so much damage is because we are basically swapping to a higher damage weapon. You can see that damage is 2,582. Our weak spot is 140, weapon damage 62.2. That's because we're wearing and holding bingo. If I swap to my SMG, the damage changes here. So the game thinks that, oh, you triggered bounce with bingo. So it just applies bingo's damage. It applies all the calculations. And you're basically just doing bounce damage on the dummy with bingo's damage. Now, of course, you can see I'm not even shooting with bingo. And I already have the 45% weak spot damage buff. Boom, if I click C again, it's gone now. That's because bounce triggers that bingo weak spot hit. As you can see, now we have 2 again. So you don't really have to shoot the weapon, but if you shot it, you will trigger bullseye, which means you'll do more damage. Then if you get your Deviant out, boom, 65k, boom, 42k. Now the Deviant has hit the dummy, will do even more damage. Boom, look at that, 44k. Boom, 100k right there. I mean, that's cool, right? Well, this is cool and all, but in a real scenario, in a silo or a boss fight, this is going to be annoying as F to do. It depends on you. Do you enjoy this kind of playstyle or not? And if you put gold ammo like this, you can see how it's 2,699. And by the way, my bingo is only 1 star. So imagine if you have 6 stars. The damage here is going to be up to 4,000, I think, or something. With the gold ammo. And then, of course, don't put a calibration on it, because bolt pulling speed will give you minus 15% attack, which will decrease the base damage here. So you either want to have no calibration, just calibrate it 10 times, or have frugal style, which will give you 15% attack when you miss a bullet, but it's going to be annoying. Lastly, if your bingo has 6 bullets or 5 bullets, you'll need to shoot 3 bullets to apply momentum up 25% weapon damage. That's how you deal the max damage with bounce. Then, of course, if you're shooting far away like this and, you know, the bounce has nowhere to bounce from, then you'll need to throw a turret like this. And you just shoot the boss, boom, 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 swap to your bingo, 75k, just like that. Easy peasy, abuse it, abuse the hell out of it. Now, while this is cool with the bounce, the main problem is not with the gun itself. I'm talking about where this can be abused with other guns, because we all know how terrible oncehuman servers are. I actually hope the devs will patch this as soon as possible, because when I report crucial bugs, they do not get looked at instantly. Because, I mean, it's just one person, you know? A month or 2 to prioritize and get that bug fixed, since nobody knows about it. But if I post a video online and let people see it, make people complain about it, I'm pretty sure the developers are going to hurry up a little bit. This can be abused with not just this gun, but with any other gun. There's a program called Net Limiter, and it basically limits your bandwidth. You can control how much ping you have in the game with a press of a hotkey. So you already know where this is going. You can trick the servers by limiting your bandwidth and then inflate your damage by a lot. Let's say you have Icy Rain, it shoots 1 million bullets per minute. It's so fast, and suddenly with a press of a hotkey, you slow down your bandwidth and then you swap to your bingo, press the hotkey, the bandwidth is good again, and the servers think that you shot all of these bullets with Icy Rain, while in the hands you had bingo. And basically you just sprayed an entire Icy Rain mag to an enemy with bingo's damage. Now this is mainly oncehuman servers netcode problem. It's not a you kind of problem, or network or PC. It's just their netcode and their servers. Let's be honest, even after the amount of optimization they have done, the chaos viewers are still laggy. Of course it's better and lags less, but like, it needs to get looked at, man. We can't play this game with such servers. In PvE, it doesn't matter that much since you're not really competing against other players. But for PvP, man, I mean, come on. And in Prison vs. Clash, I'm pretty sure that if the entire area is crowded, I'm talking about huge numbers, up to 50 to 60 people in one area. The servers will get laggy and get stuck. Huge wars cannot last in the servers. They just die and you will get kicked out of the game due to high bandwidth. I don't want to make this video further anymore or longer, but I hope my message is delivered and Starry Studios can look into this problem. You already saw the concept and what I've shown, and I've already had it happen to me in PvP before. When the server gets stuck, player shoots at you, and when it stops lagging, you're basically already dead. I just don't want this problem to exist for months. I'd rather have it looked into and fixed. So I hope Starry Studios sees this video. I just hope they will address this and fix it as soon as possible before it gets fucking hectic, man. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and peace out.